Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Mayor Manager meeting for Wednesday, March 9th. In this Zoom meeting is Assistant City Clerk Jay Truscott Reed, City Clerk Stephanie Carlisle, City Attorney Tamara Niles, Mayor Pro Tem Steve Ward, and Assistant City Manager Tim Dodd. And Jade, I'll let you get started, I believe.
Wonderful. Alrighty. So we are going to go ahead and start out with the March 14th study session, or this will be a special meeting. So we currently have the executive session placed on there, followed by the two WIFIA loan agreements.
Right.
Yep. And it looks like the one study session that was on there it did get moved to the 28th by Maria D. So this is really actually all that we're looking at for the 14th as of right now. Is these three items.
Okay.
Yep. Good to go to the 21st?
Yep. I am.
All right. So for March 21st, we do have one study session item. This is the presentation on framework for charter provision, plan for a charter revision project. We do have a presentation time of 20 minutes. We do not have a discussion time. Would you like to go ahead and add that?
Sure. How comprehensive is this, City Attorney Niles? Will we be looking at about 20 minutes discussion, or is this a little bit more detailed?
Oh, actually, I think it's going to be pretty short. We've already uploaded the PowerPoint, and I've actually changed the description a bit as well. Corey and I met last week, and what he is going to recommend is not a wholesale framework charter, but listening to council's concerns, we're now looking at revising specific provisions to provide more of a broad authority rather than the specific details that are currently in there. So I think his slides are only about 5 or 6, and I think council's really going to like what he suggests. So I think discussion may be pretty short.
Okay.
Is the presentation still 20 minutes, Tamara?
Yes, let's leave it at 20 minutes.
Okay.
Because there's not many slides, but I know he has quite a bit of information to talk about.
Okay, great.
Wonderful.
Steve, would you think 20 minutes would be adequate discussion time, or?
Yeah, I actually don't anticipate a ton of discussion on this. So 20 minutes should be fine.
Okay.
Wonderful. So I will keep that at 20 and 20, and then we'll go ahead and move on with the regular session portion of the meeting. First off, we have a resolution for Bates Logan Park renovation grant. This is currently on consent. Resolution authorizing the acquisition of property for South Inglewood Storm Sewer Outfall Project. This is one that is like, we need to decide if it's going to be on consent or not. And here I can actually adjust.
No, that would be on consent.
Okay, perfect. So resolution authorizing possession. So this is the additional project or the additional resolution. So there are two separate ones that also go hand in hand. So I'm assuming since the other one isn't on consent, this one won't be as well.
Correct.
Perfect. All right, then we have a public hearing for the Walk and Mill plan.
Okay.
Followed by a motion for the Pirate Cove play structure painting and wrap. This is, would you like this on consent or not? I currently I haven't been able to get a exact price amount yet, and I think this is what we were waiting on to confirm on which way we wanted to go. Am I remembering that correctly?
Right. Yeah, depending on the dollar amount, if it's a really high dollar amount, I think we would want to pull it from consent, but
okay.
I would say yes to consent at the moment, but obviously we can make a change.
Okay, perfect. Sounds like a plan. And then I have approval and update of Inglewood strategic plan. Would you like for this to be on consent as well? I know we have a couple study sessions, but Tim, I'm not sure if there's anything additional that'll be going on for the 21st as well.
This will be the final version, so I'm not sure if council would want to discuss it before they vote.
Yeah, based on previous discussions, I would say no to consent.
Perfect. Okay.
And Steve, feel free to jump in if you disagree with me.
I concur. I would like to continue reviewing any updates to the strategic plan outside of consent.
Okay, we will note that for future. Okay, approval letter of support regarding revisions to Colorado Liquor Code. This is currently on consent, so I think we're good to go with that. And then I do have our second readings for one is Council Bill 13, approval of an ordinance accepting the DOLA Innovative Housing Strategies Planning Grant Agreement.
That was 6-1, I believe, wasn't it?
I
So
believe so as well. So this one was like,
Well, no,
Go-
because I see it's like yes as consent, but it was 6-1, so it can't go on consent.
yes, so we'll make sure that one's updated and all good to go. Council Bill 10, approval of an ordinance amending Inglewood Municipal Code marijuana regulations to update code statutory references or Colorado statutory references. Sorry about that. And with these ones, we'll go back and we'll double confirm. I believe that was this one A70?
No, it was 7-0, yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep that one on consent. Council Bill 11, approve an ordinance authorizing the 2022 IGA with RTD for cost sharing for the trolley.
Yeah, that's 7-0 as well.
Okay. Approval of an ordinance regarding a P planned unit development at 3601 South Huron. Would you?
6-1, it wasn't on, it's not consent.
Okay. And then we have one first reading, and that'll be the planned unit for the public hearing for the planned unit development at 3600 South Galapagos Street.
It's not a public hearing, it's just first reading. We just.
Yes.
Yeah, update that.
The report title needs to be updated. Sorry about that.
Cool.
Also, last week or even the week before, I had inserted an agenda item for March 21 for a resolution establishing the city council meeting dates in July. And I don't see it on here. And I emailed you, Jade, about the festival ordinance that.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, I saw that come in from last night. So let me. I'm not sure. I thought the festival one was in here, and that's like when I saw it. I apologize why I didn't respond from last night. So I will look further into this and I will confirm that it's supposed to be in here. And then regarding the update one, the first item that you brought forward, I haven't seen that, but I will. I know we had discussed it, so I will look for that and make sure that it gets in there for next week.
Okay, thanks, Jade.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for March 21st?
No, I'm fine on the 21st.
Okay. Moving on to March 28th, we do have all study session items. The first one will be a community safety report with Chief Watson from the police department. We currently have.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, they put presentation and they guessed at a 30-minute discussion, but certainly that was my notation with the question mark. So it is up for you to decide on the discussion.
That sounds about right to me. I can see it going longer as well, but.
It does. This one is a little tough to predict.
Mhm.
I view this as one of the more important things that we will be doing, over the next couple months. But 30 minutes is a good shot, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll keep those on there. Followed by that is a study session for the reserve policy, where staff will provide an overview of the current reserve policy and revisit the ratcheting and sliding policy that BAC recommended last year, in addition to seeking council's direction.
Mhm.
We'll have a study session for the Santa Fe PEL or PEL review of recommendation and early action plan for the planning and environmental linkage study for Santa Fe. And then the last item on that will be the February 2022 monthly financial report. If you'd like, we can go ahead and set the times for the rest of these items for the end of the month, or we can go ahead and wait for next week if you would like.
Yeah, I would think let's just wait for next
Okay.
week.
Sounds like a plan. Any other questions for the 28th?
So can we scroll back up to the 21st? This looks like a pretty dense agenda to me. Othoniel, are you getting that impression as well?
Well, there's a lot of second readings in there.
Sorry, I'm counting the items that are on consent right now.
Actually, you're right, Steve. Sorry, I'm on a different computer because the regular one is actually currently going through updates, so I'm not able to pull it up. Let me take a look. So how many items do we have here, Jade? So that's a resolution.
So we currently have 13 items for that date, and we are currently looking at, I believe, 6 items on consent out of that 13. And one of those is also a study session as well. So that's going to be, is that 7 items?
And then when's the public hearing for Walk and Wheel?
Yeah.
So 4 items that'll be considered outside of, or 4 items that'll be considered on regular agenda in addition to the public hearing and the study session.
I guess there's some risk that we could have a late night on the 21st, but with the number of items on consent, I think we'll be okay. Thanks for reviewing that again.
Thanks for bringing it up, Steve. Jay, did you send out this sheet before this meeting? I'm not seeing it, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, yep, it should have gone out. I did send it about 15 minutes or so before the meeting, just as a reminder that we're also meeting at 8 o'clock as well.
Okay, no, that's fine. All right, we can move on to, what is it, whatever the date in April is.
I believe, yep, April 4th. Okay. For the meeting of April 4th, we have a resolution approving walk and wheel plan update, pending, of course, the public hearing that we have. We have a resolution for the equipment lease for Wagner equipment, including 2 backhoe loaders. So, and then it is correct that it'll be a lease. It looks like they just need to go in and update this description part. It was initially a purchase approval, but they have since updated this to leasing it out instead. For April 4th, we do have the Arbor Day proclamation. We also have a motion to approve a professional service agreement with Root Policy Research and we have a motion of award of contract to Summers Construction for the 2022 alley grading and stabilizing project.
Mhm.
See if that'll, did not help me. Sorry about that. Council Bill 16, approval of a bill of an ordinance approving the annual agreement with Arapahoe County to receive community development block grant funds for energy efficient Inglewood, or the E3 program. Approval of an IGA with Sheridan for vehicle maintenance and repairs. And that is it for April 4th.
Okay. So just, I guess a couple comments regarding the leasing of the vehicles. I would think, and Steve, let me know if you agree, that there probably should be a presentation on this. I know we talked about this time last year. So we may need to get a little bit more information on that.
Okay.
And I think there was one other comment I had. Could you scroll up one? Oh, I guess that was it.
Yeah, I think equipment leases are a little different than vehicle leases, but in general, the the subject of leasing still kind of evades me. So we may want to have some additional discussion on that. Yeah.
Certainly, I will reach out and let them know. All right. Moving on to April 11th. We have a study session for the City Center redevelopment update with SKB and Triba, followed by a presentation on payment of city use taxes. And last item would be the preliminary 2023 review and expenditure underlying forecast assumptions.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to April 18th, we have the consideration for Citizen of the Year, followed by a recognition event for Elevate Inglewood graduates. April 18th, we have the Earth Day proclamation, as well as Small Business Week proclamation. Next would be the consideration of organized garbage and recycling collection initiative. This will be a motion. We'll also have a bill of first reading ordinance for authorizing agreements necessary to complete city ditch relocation project. And that'll be it for April 18th.
Okay.
Moving on to April 25th, we have 4 study session items. We have the March 2022 monthly financial report, the Inglewood trolley update and future planning, a estimated assessment penalty EAP fee discussion, and review of the preliminary 2023 capital projects list with City Council and the boards and commissions.
Okay.
And moving on to May 2nd, if there's no questions.
Nothing for me.
Okay. May 2nd, we have a proclamation for Public Service Week, followed by a motion for utilities, sanitary sewer, CCTV inspection. May 9th, we have a Code Next update. May 16th, we have an executive session planned. May 23rd, we have a study session for the April monthly financial report. And then we start getting into June. We have 2 proclamations, one for Pride Month and Juneteenth. June 13th, we have the board and commission interviews, followed by a on hold night for June 14th, just in case we end up having some overflow. June 20th, we will have the review of the 2023 operating and staff prioritized capital requests. And then June 27th is tentatively planned as, or well, no, it is planned for the Citizen of the Year recognition. And then we start going into July. Would you like to continue going on, or would you like to ask any discussions? Or I'm not sure if, you know, Tamara, you had any staff requests or if there were any council requests that we needed to address.
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
So I think the only thing that I would state, Jade, is that I noticed that you're putting a couple of proclamations in here, but I would just suggest that we put all the proclamations that we've agreed to as part of that session in here. I think
Yep.
the Asian Pacific one,
So we have
Pacific Heritage one, I think is in May.
Asian
I said we
Pacific.
agreed to it, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll review for that one. I did think we had all of them in here, you know, going throughout the whole year. So I will be sure to go back and review to make sure that we have that one on there.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't have any further questions.
Okay.
Yep,
Give me
I'm
one
good.
second, Jade. Tim, do you have note of all the council requests that came out of the other night? Looking right now.
Sorry, Mayor, I couldn't hear you. I'm at the airport. You repeat it?
I was gonna say, did we have any council requests that came out of Monday night?
Yes, I believe there was one. I don't have it written down though in front of me, unfortunately, but I can circle back on that. I believe that Shawn took it down, but I can't remember what it was.
The only one that I wrote down was just like the accidents that member Russell brought up, but that was part of the public hearing, so it's not really a council request.
I think that's it.
Okay. Steve, do you know of anything else that I might be missing?
I do not, but it sounds like I should probably start writing those down as well.
I write down as much as I can. So, all right, I have no further questions. Anything else from staff?
I don't believe so.
I don't have anything.
None for me.
Well, I appreciate it. Tim, safe travels. Same to actually, I should probably have stated that at the beginning, but you and the city manager, Shawn Lewis, will be in Irving, Texas, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I appreciate that. This now concludes today's mayor managers meeting for March 9th. Everybody stay warm. That's here in Colorado.
Thank you,
Take care,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.